Hello everybody, welcome back to Flourish, and in this video we're going to continue typecasting. We're going to be using our input function in solving mathematical problems. Okay, let's get started please. Now in the previous video I actually explained why input function would always return a string value, but in a calculation, in calculating addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, we would always need numbers, right? So now this is a proof that this is actually returning a string value, but we don't need a string value in calculation. We need numbers. Now, how do we convert these numbers? I hope you still remember the typecasting functions. Remember the str, open bracket, to convert to string, int, to convert to integer, and then floats, to convert to floating point numbers. So this is what we're going to be using in calculating. So now let's take, for example, we want to convert num1 and num2 together, so in order to add. Now let me first show you what will happen. If I say total will be equal to what? Num1 plus num2. Now, and then I print total. Can you pause this video and tell me what the outcome would be if, for example, I type in 7 here and I type in 3 here? Can you pause the video and tell me what the answer will be? All right, welcome back. If you said 9, you're wrong. You're not going to get 9. You're going to get 72. The reason why we're going to get 72 is because this would see the 7 as a string, and it will see the 2 as a string. And then to add the 2 together, it will concatenate the 2 of them together. Whenever you're adding 2 strings together in Python, it's called concatenation. And then that is what we have right there. 2 strings together. Now let's run it and see. All right. When I run this code, and I say input the first number, and when I type 7, press enter, I type 2. Now it's supposed to give us 9, but it's giving us 72 because it's seeing them as a string. That is why we're getting 72. This is a problem. So how do we make Python see them as an integer? Is by using our typecasting function. So this time around, we want to convert them to an integer. We're going to use what? Int, open bracket, and then you close the bracket like that. You have actually converted that to an integer. You do the same for the second value, int, open and close the bracket. Now, this would convert the number from string to an integer. And then this would help us in calculating any number. So now let's save our work now and run it. This time around, let's type in the same value, 7 and 2. When I press enter, now can you see now it's 9? The reason why it's 9 is because it sees it now as an integer, because this typecast function int would convert the number from string to an integer and then add them up together to give us 9. I hope you now understand. Another method that you can do is to immediately convert them back to integer from the start. That's another method. If you don't like this method, you can actually convert whatsoever you are inputting to an integer like this. This will also convert it to an integer. You can decide on any method that you want to use, but I've provided to you. All right, yeah. This will take in the value, and then the int will just convert it directly to integer. Now, if you do it like this, it is still going to give you a number. It's going to add up the numbers. Let's say 10 plus 60. Now, we press enter now. Can you see now it's giving us 70? Now, this is more flexible in the sense that the user can type in any number and then we'll add up any number together to give you 70. I hope you understand this concept. That's it. Now, let's say, for example, we want to convert it to float. Still the same thing, just type float. But I don't think we'd really need float in adding float. And then when you save it, When you run it now, it's going to convert them to a float number. So let's say 5 plus 7. Now the answer will be 12.0 because it's seeing them as a float. 12.0 because it's a floating point number now. So that is how to use typecasting in solving arithmetic operation. I hope you have been able to answer this question. I've been able to break this video down in a way that you're going to easily understand. All right, you can actually use it to calculate even multiplication of any number, multiply of any two numbers, multiply. So it's going to be what? Num1 multiply by use the asterisk sign, num2, and then you ask Python to print out multiply. And this would also still give us output value. So when we run it now, and then it's going to ask for 2 and 6. Now the addition with 8 and this multiplication with 12. Let's see. Oh, there's an error. Let's quickly check what the error is. Now there's an error with my spelling. I said multiply. Sorry. It's supposed to be equals to sign. So don't be afraid of errors. Now let's go again. 3 and 6. This will be 9 and 18. You see that? 9 and 18. Do we understand this? All right, let me just give you one top-up information before I end this video. Now, why not let's make our output more interactive by saying the output for the two numbers is, you understand, we can use concatenation for that. Remember that concatenation is what? Adding up two strings. So you can come inside these strings and then you use your string to say what? The sum, sorry about that, the sum of the two numbers is equals to, now this is first a string, right? Plus, but this total is not a string because it's actually outputting a value. So for us to make it a string, you have to cast that also. Remember casting. So what is the function for casting total? That is the value total right here to a string by just saying what? str, open bracket, and close it in the bracket. Now, this can now combine string and this together to give us an output. The same thing you do for this. Just copy and paste it right there, and then put your plus sign, and then put it as a string to concatenate the output together because we need it for an output. So now let's run that code out and see. Now let's put in the value 100 multiplied by 3. Now can you see now? Say what? The sum of the two numbers is 103. Now we made a mistake in, it was supposed to say what? The product, or the product of the two number is, yeah, that's what we want it to be like. So now let's run the code one more time now and see. Run. Now let's use 4 and 7. So now can you see now? It says what? The sum of the two numbers is 11. That's 4 plus 7 is 11. And then the product of the two numbers is what? 28. So now make it more interactive. I need you to practice more. And in the next video, you're going to enjoy something better. I'm going to be looking at strings as a whole so that you understand what concatenation really is. Strings and strings function is what I'll be doing in the next video. I hope you understand this. If you have any question, use the chat box. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next class. Stay blessed.